All right, so we talked about when a company doesn't use a perpetual or continuous inventory system, okay, and they only physically count their inventory once a year. They don't want to spend the money to hire people or pay people overtime to do that more than once a year, okay? But if we need a quarterly report or a monthly report or some kind of interim financial report, we're going to have to know what the cost of our inventory is. Okay? So, this is two ways to estimate. Notice estimate is here. This is just an estimation. And estimations are fine for the quarterly reports, for the semi-annual reports, for the monthly reports. We want actual numbers for our end-of-year reports, but in the interim, we may have to do some estimation. Okay? And there's two methods, gross profit method and retail method. Okay, so we're going to go through those. And so your book will give you all the numbers that you need to be able to calculate those. Now, they're kind of mixed in, okay? Because some of them you may need to use for both. Some of them you just may need to use for one. So you'll just have to figure out what numbers are needed for each one. Okay. All right. So this first one, gross profit method, this is, we are doing Debbie's Fabrics. And this is for 10/31/2018. Looks like they're doing this monthly because they want to create a report for the month of October. Okay. So beginning inventory, if we look, beginning inventory on October 1st is given to us. And this is going to use the cost numbers. Okay, so we've got cost and we've got retail. So basically, this is the cost that we bought our product for, and this is what we sold it for. Okay, this is what we purchased in October, and this is what we would sell that product for with our markup. Okay, so that's what the retail is. This is at what we're actually buying it for. So when we're doing the gross profit method, we're actually want to use the cost numbers. You maybe make a note of that if you want to. Okay, so 96850, and then net purchases to date. So it tells us our net purchases for October were 19,480. Okay, and that's all of our merchandise available for sale. Our beginning inventory plus any purchases. That's what we have available for sale. And we can use gas, goods available for sale. So if you hear me talking about gas, and we kind of talk about gas in UIL content as well, or in your formulas, okay, goods available for sale. That's what we're talking about, merchandise available for sale. So we're just adding these two. So 116,330. Okay, so this is all of our merchandise through the end of October. Okay, beginning at inventory plus anything that we have purchased. Okay, and if you want to, remember these are cost numbers. Okay, then net sales to date. This is also given to you. Okay, it's kind of tucked in under the retail numbers. Okay, because that is the retail sales that we've had, not the cost of those. That's what we're trying to figure out. Okay, so 40510. Okay, and again, this is given, and this is retail. So this is a retail number. These are cost numbers. This is a retail number. Okay. Now, less estimated gross profit. Remember, less is subtract. This right here is telling us how to figure that out. The estimated gross profit percentage. And that's given to us as well. 52.6. Okay. And this number is given. Okay. So if we know, if you think about your sales, this number right here, part of that number is the cost of the good, part of that number is the profit, right? If you sell something for $10 and it costs you $5, 5 of it's cost, 5 of it's profit, okay? So we're trying to figure out what that percentage split is, and if we know one, then we can figure out the other. So this estimate is just basically based off of last year's profit. Okay, so this 52.6% gross profit percentage is last year's number. So we're going to estimate that we're doing about the same thing this year that we did last year. Okay, so 52.6% of this number is profit. So we calculate that out, and that's 21,308 and 26 cents. Okay, so the opposite of that number, the remainder of all of this, subtracting those two, is 19,201.74. Okay, so this is 52.6%, and this is the opposite. What is that? 47.4% is cost. That's profit. That's cost of the merchandise sold. This is the profit of the merchandise we sold. Here's all the merchandise we sold. Here's the profit part. Here's the cost part. Okay? So this minus this equals this. Okay? And again, that's your estimated because we just based it off of an old percentage. So now your goods available for sale minus the cost of the merchandise, okay, because this is all dollar amounts. This is basically what we paid for it. Minus that cost tells us what our ending inventory is in dollars. So we're just going to subtract these two to get this. $9,712,826. Okay, and this is what's still left in inventory. Okay, so again, just to kind of talk through that again, all your sales minus the profit equals the cost of goods sold. Okay? The cost of the product plus the profit is the total amount. Okay, and if you want to make a note, this will be given. It's also last year's actual percentage. All right, again, next method, retail method, still estimated, still the same company. Again, companies can choose, depends on what numbers they have easily. Okay, so what we're doing first is we got to figure out a percentage. Basically, what is the percentage of cost to retail? Okay, so beginning inventory, these are all given. 96850 and 19480. Okay, gives us 116330. Okay, we've got those two numbers. We calculated that. Then also in the book it gives us the retail numbers. So 205, 190, purchases 750, 40750, add those up, 245, 940. Okay, so again, of all of our inventory, this was the cost, this is what we sold it for, or will sell it for. This is the cost of our purchases, this is what we'll sell it for. There's our totals. Okay, so if we divide those two numbers right there, we'll come up with this percentage. Okay, cost divided by retail. Okay, so this percentage is 47.3. And we usually want to keep things to one decimal. Okay, so 47.3% of the price of the product that we're selling it for is equal to the cost of the good, the cost of the product. Okay, now we also have an estimated oh no, sorry, let's see. Oh, I'm looking in the wrong line. There we go. That's why I was confused. Sorry. Net sales to date. I kept trying to figure out where this number's coming from, but because we calculate that. Net sales to date. This one's given to us. That's what I kept looking for. Net sales today. 40510. Okay. So again, this is given. You want to make a note of that. Okay. All right, and this is the retail. Okay, remember that net sales is on the retail side. So here is our total merchandise. This is what we've sold. What do we have left? So we're going to subtract these to give us this 205, 430. Okay, so this is my ending inventory, but at the retail price. Okay, so I need to figure out what the cost of that is by doing multiply times the percentage. So times 47.3% will give me that number, which will be 9716839. Okay, so you can see they're close. They're just a little bit different. And again, companies can choose which method they would like to use. Okay. Now, another part of this that they want us to look at is calculating the inventory turnover ratio and the days in inventory. Okay. So go to the next part of 5.3. Okay, and what we're calculating here is inventory turnover ratio. How fast are we getting through our inventory? The faster we sell our inventory, the more money we're making. Okay, and so that's important to us. All right, so it tells us, and this is kind of separate from what we were just doing number-wise. The inventory on January 1st, okay, because we're doing this for the whole year at this point. So the January 1st inventory, 92890. And let me just show you the book real quick so you can see. This is where we are. Okay, so we're getting our numbers here. We're not getting these numbers anymore. All right, 92890 on the 1st. And 101,700 on December 31st. So usually when we're looking at average numbers, any kind of ratio, things like that. When it talks about average, usually we're taking the beginning number, the ending number, adding them up, and divided by 2. Okay? So, 92890 plus 101,700 divided by 2 is going to give us 97295. Okay, then we take the cost of the merchandise sold, and they give us that as well because this is for, again, for the whole year. So 496,710. The average merchandise inventory, 97295. Okay, so the total for the year, merchandise sold, divided by the average, gives us a ratio of 5.11. Okay, so we sold our inventory. This means that we sold our inventory 5.11 times this year. Okay, so whatever our average inventory right here, 97,295 gadgets, widgets, whatever it is, we sold that number 5 different times, over 5 different times. Okay, and this number, higher equals better. Okay, if we're selling it faster, okay, if we're selling our entire inventory 12 times a year, we're selling our entire inventory every month. That's awesome. Okay, the higher the better. All right, then days in the year, 365, divided by our turnover ratio, gives us the days in inventory. How long is our inventory sitting on our shelf? On average, 71 days. Okay, again, now this one we want to be lower because, again, the faster it's moving, the less time it spends on our shelf. Okay, so each item, and this is average, this is estimates, okay, but each item is sold 71 days after it was purchased. Okay, and here, lower is better. Okay, so now that you have these numbers, you can compare to industry. So anytime we're looking at ratios, percentages, the whole reason is for comparison. Compare it to your industry, compare it to your competitors, compare it to yourself last year, 5 years ago. You know, maybe last year you had your days in inventory was 30 days. Well, what's changed? It gives you some information so that you can do some analysis and some thought to figure out how your company's doing. Okay, there is 5.3, concluding 5.3 on inventory.